Welcome to Upcycled, Crafted for a Purpose. Today we're going to delve into how to share Hands of Grace in our craft, which is designed to give you an opportunity to give something that shows love and grace to those who need it most. And today I want to focus on this craft as a way of recognizing we all need grace. We are all just one step away from financial disaster. As much as most of us would like to believe, we could not be like that. That could never happen to us. And we kind of protect ourselves psychologically by creating that distance sometimes. But the truth is, we all need grace in one way or another, whether it's financially, spiritually, or emotionally. We all need to be shown grace. And Scripture tells us that the Lord is close to those and blesses those who share grace and love with those who are in need. And there are many of those scriptures listed in the chapter Hands of Grace in Upcycled, Crafted for a Purpose, available from Bold Vision Books. And so today let's talk about what we'll need for this craft body of grace, which is actually a tote bag that you can share with the needy or the homeless or someone in your neighborhood that is going through a hard time. You will need, here are the items that you'll need for your ingredients for this craft, your materials needed. You will need a tote bag, and I found these small ones available at the dollar store. You can also repurpose a tote bag that you got from the grocery store or from an event where you were given a tote bag. You just want to make sure that you make it so you can use it to decorate it and make it perfect and personalized for that person. So tote bags are the first and primary thing you need. These are kind of small, so if you can get some bigger ones, that's great. But these were two for $1 at the dollar store, so that was kind of a good deal. You could also need either some puffy paint or some fabric markers and embellishments as you choose, whether you want to have some little googly eyes to put on there, or if you want to put some little stickers, some sunshine and butterflies and things like that on there, you can. Especially if you're giving these to children in children's homes, there's a whole list of places you could donate these available in that chapter in Upcycled. You'll also need some socks. You'll need to choose the right size of sock for the size of tote bag that you want, but have an assortment of socks available. If they're in good condition, you can use socks that have been gently used, but new socks are also really great, especially for the homeless who need to have socks that keep them warm. Just make sure that they are socks with holes in them. As much as we want to give holy gifts, that's not the kind of holy gifts to give away. You want to make sure that you have some either gently used or new gloves that you can share. You'll also need some Velcro dots so that you can attach the socks and the gloves in a way that they can actually remove them and use them for their purposes in keeping warm in the winter time. If you have any embellishments that need it, you'll want to have a glue gun or some type of adhesive there. And then you'll want to have something nice that you can put inside of your Hands of Grace tote. So you can choose some toiletry items. Maybe a bottle of water would also be something that you could put in there. Some snacks are always good, choosing something that they can eat on the go. And depending on why you're giving this gift, if it's someone in need in your neighborhood, you can personalize something that they especially need. You might want to add in a small Bible, some scripture cards for them to keep close by for those days that they need it. You will also consider, depending on the size of your tote bag, maybe a favorite book that you want to share with them, and that can be gently used as well. I have a devotional that a friend of mine wrote, a devotional that I was one of the contributing authors to. You could put one of those in that bag that you give away and give them ongoing encouragement and grace for their lives as well. Just consider that person that you're giving it to and what might be a blessing to them. So, let's get started. Let's go ahead and take our tote bag and put it down flat. Make sure it's flattened out. What we're going to create is we're going to create a face and hands and feet off the edges of that tote bag. So it'll be a great big happy smile, and it'll be something cheerful and a little humorous that you can give them, and they'll be able to reuse those gloves. So when you are choosing your gloves, you want to choose gloves that are going to fit the size of the bag. They might be a little oversized, like a caricature, that's fine. But if you look at these big blue gloves, those might be a little large. And you also kind of want to consider how to put those on your tote bag in a way that looks like the face is reaching out to hug them. So you'll want the thumbs sticking out. So I'm thinking I might just choose these cute little bright pink gloves. They're a little bit gently used, and the blue ones are more new, but I think they fit the size of this little tote bag better. And then you'll also want to choose some socks that are the right size. These are gently used, and you'll probably turn the heels inward and the toes outward so that when you put it together, it fits. These are small, but they stretch small enough to fit the size of that tote bag. So I could choose some black socks if I wanted to go on there. But depending on who I give it to, those might actually not fit. So that would be my concern, and they're not particularly warm. There are also purple socks that I could choose that might go well with that pink and purple and green bright colored theme. And they're nice and long, so they would fit multiple types of people. So I have some darker purple ones as well. That would also work. So choose a pair of socks that's going to fit the right theme. And what you could also do is, if you want to give more than one pair of socks, you can roll up the extra socks and put them inside the tote bag. Okay. So once you've chosen that, you want to see how those will fit on the margin, so you can decide how big you want to make your face. And I found something that I already had that was a circle, which is the easiest way to do it, and I centered it on the tote bag and traced it to make the face. We'll attach the gloves later, but first you want to go ahead and draw a circle around something, centering it evenly so that you have room to attach your hands and feet. I've already done that step here. Magic! Then we have the little googly eyes that I would like to add. And now what I did is, after I traced it, I sort of colored in with fabric markers. You can use puffy paint, and that's super cute. Just make sure you dry the puffy paint before you add anything else so that you don't mar the actual integrity of the design. And with fabric markers, you don't have to worry about letting it dry. I will have to glue my googly eyes on, so I'm going to go ahead and get some glue and attach the googly eyes, which I think are really, really cute. I'm using the straps to determine how to center my googly eyes so they're equidistant from the edges of the face. And it doesn't have to be perfect because they're googly eyes. So googly eyes are going to just look a little googly anyway. And once you have your googly eyes on there, you can decide where you want to put a nose. And I'm going to choose two colors. And make that kind of a fun nose. And if you want to get really fancy, you can actually have a template that you share with people, but that isn't necessary. And then you'll want to also add a smile. And making sure you center your smile. And go up from the smile to the edges of the eyes. And that makes it easier. If you center the smile first, and then go up and hit the edges of the eyes and kind of keep it centered. Not that this is about perfection, because it's not. You can even add a little bit around the eyes. So now we've got our cute little face on there, and you can also add little sunshines and stickers and all kinds of other things if you like around the edges. But we're ready basically to attach our hands and feet. And like I said, it's fun to be able to attach them so that the socks point out and the hands point out. Arrange your hands and feet where they'll go, and after you've got them all arranged, go ahead and get ready with your Velcro dots. These are so great to work with. They're really easy. I've got a package of them at the dollar store, so they're not super expensive. Take the fuzzy side of the Velcro dot and put that on the outside of your actual hands and feet, and that way when they're wearing it, they're not going to get the scratch on the part that they're wearing. So now that you've got this cute little happy gift bag, you can then choose to fill it with all kinds of wonderful gifts, some snacks for them to eat, some toiletry items that they might need, a devotional or some scripture cards that they might find inspiring if they're in a hard place. And then when you've got it all ready to go, feel free to take it out with you. You can go with your kids to give these to nursing homes or to homeless shelters if you have an appointment to go there and it's someplace that they've welcomed you to come and give these. These are wonderful gifts for those who need cheer, even in children's homes. And if you want a whole list, as I said before, check out the chapter Hands of Grace in Upcycled, Crafted for a Purpose. And please like and subscribe the YouTube channel that I have. And you can also find a copy of Upcycled with Bold Vision books at my website, tinayeager.com, where you'll find a wealth of other things. I hope to see you and join you again for another project on Upcycled.